Hello everyone, I am Balasubramanian. This is my 7th day of Technotech Freshers training. Here we are going to answer a couple of questions which was asked in the assignment today. The first question is create a document on waterfall model and explain each phase. First, let us understand what is meant by waterfall model. Waterfall model is used for developing and delivering the high quality software application by developing that software into bits and pieces from one phase to the next phase in a downward fashion. Hence, the waterfall model got its name as waterfall model. Then, waterfall model is one of the most traditional software developing model. Nowadays, companies are moving to the most advanced models for developing their software. Waterfall model is the follows a top-down approach so that the software development process is in the linear and sequential manner. Now let us get into the phases of waterfall model. There are actually 6 phases of waterfall model. They are requirement analysis, system design, implementation, integration and testing, deployment, and maintenance. The first one is requirement analysis. Requirement analysis is the first and the foremost phase of software development. Here, the requirements would be collected from the customer and shared it to the team of designers, developers, and testers so that they can proceed, build, and test the application. Let us understand this phase with an example. For an instance, consider a person needs to develop a building software for his supermarket. He may or may not be a technical person. He cannot develop the software on his own. He will be reaching to the company, a software company, for developing his software. If the deal is okay, a contract signed between the person and the software company. So the software company will be the client for them. Then the software company will be hiring a business analyst so that the business analyst will be getting all the requirements from the client. What the client will do, client will be telling all the components and features to be stored and developed in that application. So all these requirements are well documented, and this documentation is called business requirement documentation or software requirement specification. In the technical terms, developer and testers will call this as user stories. The next phase is system design. In system design phase, the requirements collected by the business analyst will be given to the software designers or software architects so that they will develop the overall and the entire design of the software using some software designing applications like Figma, etc. They will be designing high level design as well as the low level design. The next phase is implementation. All these requirements as well as the design templates are given to the developers team so that the developers will be brainstorming on which programming language we need to develop this software, on which database we need to use, or the given requirements are developed in a real world entity, etc. Everything will be brainstormed in the development department, and they will develop the software through module by module. The next phase is integration and testing. What the developers will do, developers won't develop all the functionalities in one go. What they will do, they will segregate a large application into a small models, and they will start to develop each module. Here what they will do, they will integrate all the modules developed into and they will make into a single software, and the testers will come into picture. What the testers will do, tester will test each module, as well as when the modules has been integrated, they will be testing and checking whether the correct output is given by the software application or not. Depending upon the company, there may be two testers. One may be the manual tester and one may be the automation tester. The manual developers will be just seeing the software, verifying the details with the naked eye, and they will just proceed with the next functionality. But the automation tester will be writing the code to get into the software, doing all the functionalities, and coming out of the software. They will write a code, JavaScript or Java code for it, and it will give a detailed report on what and all executed, what and all not executed. It will be given a detailed bug report. If there are a lot of bugs, or if there is a single bug, it would be given to the developers, and it would be again fixed by the developers, and they will be given for retesting. The next phase is deployment. Here comes the deployment phase. The deployment phase consists of the pushing the code into the production server. Here, the developers will be maintaining two types of servers. One is this development server, one is production server. They will develop the code and pushed into the development server. Here, the development and testing both will be occurring. If there are bugs, it would be cleared in the development server and pushed into the production server itself. Production server is nothing but the user operating application would be stored in the production server. That is under the deployment. The next one is maintenance phase. After deploying, application can be updated with several features, so that there is a phase called maintenance phase. The software developers as well as the tester will be maintaining the software with the future updates. Once the requirement has been frozen, we cannot go into the requirement analysis phase and we can change the requirements and do the coding, because it is very difficult. Waterfall model is applicable only for the smaller and less complex applications, so that the requirements will be given in one go. Development and testing and deployment maintenance will be in one go. If it is a very large and complex application, we should avoid this waterfall model and go to some advanced models for developing the software. Let's go to the second question. Create a document on V model and explain each phase. First, let us understand what is meant by V model. V model stands for verification validation model. V model is also the extension of waterfall model and is based on the association of testing phase on each development stage. For example, there will be a testing phase for each development stage as well. Then we'll go to the explanation of each of the phases. V model has two phases, as we already said: verification, validation. Under the verification phase, there will be 4 stages, which is requirement gathering, system analysis, software design, and module design. Under the validation phase, there will be 4 stages, namely unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and acceptance testing. Coding is common for both of the phases, in which developer will be using the verification phase and the tester will be using the validation phase. So verification is also called as developer life cycle and developer phase, and the validation will be also called as tester phase. So let us get into each. First one is requirement gathering. As we already said, requirements can be gathered from the client and it is well documented by the business analyst hired from the software company. This documentation is also called as business requirements documentation or software requirement specification. In technical terms, developer and testers will call this as user stories. So the next stage is system analysis. System analysis, here the developer and architect comes into the picture. They will be studying the feasibility study so that this particular software is developed in the real world application as stated by the requirements. If the feasibility study is done, they will be checking what are all the hardware we can use to develop the software and what are all the software component will be used for developing the application, and what are all the programming languages we can use and what are all the database we can use for storing the application. Everything will be covered in the system analysis. The next one is software design. In software design, the designs of the whole software is done by the software architects. Here, software design describes the describes the entire structure of the given software. It is also called as high level design, since it is designed for every structure of the software. The next one is module design. The name module suggests that it is the smallest piece of code. In the module design is also called as low level design. This module design is being done by the software architecture itself. So in this phase, they will be developing a small modular designs. So the next one is validation phase. Unit testing is directly associated with the modular design. The name unit testing suggests that testing the smallest piece of code is called as unit testing. So when modular design happens, the testers will directly test on each modules, which is called as unit testing. The next one is integration testing. Integration testing is directly associated with the software design. While integrating all the modules, it becomes the entire software. So the testers will be testing all the modules which are integrated. While there are separate modules, they will be giving an input and a specific output. After integrating, the testers will be checking that after integrating also it is giving the same input and same output as well. So the next one is system testing. The system testing is directly associated with the system analysis. Here, system testing, the complete and the entire functionality of the system is tested in system testing. The testers will be testing each nook and corner of the application, so that they're ensuring that there will be no errors or bugs in the functionality of the software. The next one is acceptance testing. Acceptance testing is directly associated with the requirements gathering phase, because in acceptance testing it would be done in the user environment, and also it would be consist of the non-functional testing such as load testing, performance testing, browser compatibility testing, ad hoc testing, etc. Everything will be done by the acceptance. Everything will be done in the acceptance testing by the testers. Here, this V model is advantageous because since there will be each development, there will be a testing phase. So the errors in the software will be so much reduced in the acceptance testing. What is the disadvantage? It is just the extension of the waterfall model. If the requirement has been added in the middle of the development or testing, they cannot do in the middle. Instead, they will be done everything. Then only it would be the additional requirements have been implemented in the software and can be tested. Let's move on to the third question. Create a document on Agile methodology and explain the process. Agile methodology or Agile SDLC model is the combination of both iterative and incremental process model, which mainly focuses on the product quality and customer satisfaction by delivering the working software frequently to the customer. How we can deliver the working software to the customers frequently? The Agile method helps on this. The Agile method splits the entire product into the smaller piece of chunks. Each chunk is delivered, each chunk is developed and tested in a time and delivered to the customers frequently. Here the developing and testing time for each chunk is known as iteration. In Agile terms, iteration can be also called as sprint. Sprint can be of 2 to 3 weeks long based on the product's complexity and working quality of the software. Then we'll move on to the process of Agile. So actually, it has the same phases of waterfall model, but it eliminates one serious disadvantage in waterfall model. What is that disadvantage? In waterfall model, once the requirement has been completely frozen in the development phase or testing phase, requirement cannot be added into the software. That is one serious disadvantage. Here, after a sprint, when a requirement has been coming newly to the developers or tester, they can add it to the next sprint as well. Here, in the end of the first sprint, the working software would be always delivered to the customer after the end of each sprint. So this is one of the most important part of the agile, so that every company is adapting to this model only. For even developing a very small project also, this agile methodology is so much helpful. Or even developing a very large enterprise application also, this agile model is so much helpful, because in large enterprise application at all, we can't define the requirements clearly in one go. It will come up to, it depends on the client mindset. After delivering the product in sprint 1, he can give the second requirements and they can proceed it accordingly. So here also there will be some phases: plan, design, build, test, review, launch. And then for next sprint also the same cycle continues. And then for next sprint also the same cycle continues. After all the requirements have been done, then only the product will be completely deployed. So as like the same thing. First one is requirement specification. The requirements would be collected from the customers by a business analyst and submitted to the design team. What the design team will do, the design team will design the entire structure of the software, and they will give a idea to the developers how the software should look like. What the developers will do, the developers will implement the code. They can select any of the programming languages, any of the databases, and also it shoots the real world application as well. They will develop entire thing, and the testers come into picture. Manual and automation testers test their part, and the review will be going on. Here review will be given by the customer itself, the product which is used by the customer itself. So we can get a nice user comment from our product, so that we can correct it in the next sprint if any bug appears in the software. Likewise, the product can be developed well with the agile model, with a lot of high quality software and bug-free software. So I hope my answers are helpful to you. Thank you so much.